I said, I'm calling from jail, by the way. I'm calling from jail. And so, he picks it up and says, this inmate, blah, blah, blah. And I asked him, can I come stay with you? To start drug court, I have to have a permanent residence. And his answer to me was, you're asking me to invite addiction into my house, into my home. That's what he said. And I said, well, no, I'm asking you to invite your sister into your home. And we just kind of left it at that. Years later, we went to like a counseling session just once, like maybe 10 years later, and I brought that up and he totally denied it. And so anyway, I went and lived with my brother, and it was really, really rough. They together just acted like they were really mad at me all the time, and I had like a period. I also had to do supervised visits with my sons, and he loved that. But they would leave me to babysit their kids all the time. It was just really crazy and humiliating, and all that kind of stuff. When you're in drug court, you have to check in every week in the beginning, and that's every month when you get more advanced into court. You go to court and you check in. All the counselors and stuff write reports on you, and then the judge tells you how you're doing. After I'd been at my brother's house maybe a month and a half or so, I'd go to court, and totally unexpected, the judge says to me that they all agree that my family is too hostile for it to be a healing environment for me to live in, and so they require me to go to jail for the remainder of phase 1 and 2, which is 6 months. So it was going to be in jail for 3 months and work release for 3 months, and then I'd be out. And I couldn't believe my ears. I was just like, what? Because the whole reason people do drug court is keep your criminal record clean and to avoid going to jail. And so, here I'm going to jail right then, right from court to jail. I couldn't pass go, give up one night with my kids first. No, I couldn't. I had to go right into jail. And so I tried calling them immediately, and for 3 months, I couldn't get a hold of them. He wouldn't pick up the phone. So as soon as I got on work release, I headed over to the school, and then I've told this story before, so I won't go through the whole thing right now, but that's when I found out that he had told my kids that I was dead, and the teachers and everything thought I was dead. Yeah, it was crazy. So I'm in jail because my family's hostile. That's why I was in jail. It wasn't because I forged the prescriptions. That I could go to drug court, but the reason I wasn't able to stay at home is because my family is so hostile. And my mother, I became aware of that they said they were in some kind of family counseling program, which really surprised me because my mother refused to go to any counseling with me. And it was set up for people that were going to be getting out so that people would help them transition, so they'd have some support when they got out of jail. But my mother thought that what it was about was going there and bad-mouthing your lawless kid, right? And so apparently she was in there just telling her, being so, blaming me and talking bad about me. So this is one of the ways that they determined that they were so hostile, is that, of what she was saying in these counseling programs. And there also was really mad because he thought that I was in jail because I had told them how bad they were treating me at his house, which isn't true. I didn't. Whatever they were judging this by was stuff they had to have said. It was hostility that they were showing, and they picked up on it. It wasn't me saying, "Oh, that's so hostile and unbearable there." That wasn't it at all. And I can only guess that they thought they were hostile because maybe they were calling them, or because I know that they were trying to tell people that I was really bad news, which just shocked me. It just shocked me that they would do that, because I always thought that they wanted to have this perfect outward appearance, but apparently what happened is that was true until they decided to make me bad, and then they decided they had to make me really bad so that I could carry all the bad for everybody. And so now it was like it was gonna be impossible for me for them to see that they were wrong about that and that I was totally fine. They won't be able to see that, and they still haven't seen that. I didn't mind it at all. I felt so relieved. I felt so relieved. I was safe. It was almost like a vacation. for me because I had been on the run. I had been like, and just getting beaten down, and it was really, really bad. Because I had all these ideas about what people would be like in jail, and for the most part they were true. People had terrible family histories. They'd been through foster care, and they had their parents were drug addicts, so they got abandoned by them, or all this kind of stuff. And so they were really bad stories. But the funny thing was that out of all the women in there, they all were feeling sorry for me. They all said, "Your parents are the worst." So it was pretty telling when I start realizing that all these people that I would have thought had terrible families actually have more support and more love than I do. My family, my mother and father came one time in 6 months, and the reason they came, my father-in-law actually came every week. He did, and thank God he did, because I wouldn't have any visitors otherwise. But I mean, that's a really interesting reason to have to go to jail, because your family is so hostile. I mean, I never even heard of something like that happening. Yeah, so that is why I was in jail. And you can ask me any questions you want about jail. I was there for 6 months. Or how bad you feel. You can feel better if you listen to my story, because you go, "Oh, thank God that didn't happen to me. At least that didn't happen." At least, maybe I lost my family, but at least I had my health. Or, my dad's a jerk, but at least my mom's nice. No, I didn't have any of that. I lost all my assets, all my friends, all my, everything. But I still survived and made it through, and rebuilt, reinvention. So I am a master reinventor, and that's what we talk a lot here: reinventing your life after abuse. Okay, thanks a lot for being here. Bye bye.